Hello, welcome to this new episode of the Alex Show TV. As you can see, I have two guests and I have two friends here. My good friend Ginny from Australia, my good friend Tony from London. How are you guys doing?
Hey
Good,
Alex, good to see you, mate. And
good,
you, Jeannie,
thanks. Hi, guys.
we're
I'm
doing
good.
good over here in London town.
Yes.
And I'm not saying it's just now a bit of sunshine, so can't ask for more than that.
Thank you,
Good.
guys. And I want to really take the opportunity just to thank you because for people that just watch these videos and think this is so easy, and yes, the technology makes it easy. But for example, for Ginny, right now is 6:12 a.m. For Tony, it's 9:12 p.m. For me, it's 2:12 p.m. So I'm the one that is very easy for me. Thank you guys for doing the show that we connect three continents so far away, and it's not easy. For the ones that think that this is so simple just to kind of figure it out. I thank you guys really for this opportunity to have you really work connecting the world here. So Jeannie again
Yeah.
suggested the topic, and this is something I'm very fond of. I'm really gonna go out there when I have the chance to speak. Messages from the universe, or you call them different, Jeannie?
Actually, personal messages.
Personal messages, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Okay.
start?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Um,
Thanks.
First off, just a couple of general points. I think perhaps we've always got messages, right? But until you're aware or open to them, you won't see them. You might see coincidences like, oh, I was just thinking of them, and then they called me, things like that. But you don't look more deeply into it. And like I don't really, well, I don't believe in the conventional Christian God, right? But and therefore I don't really believe in prayer, not in the conventional sense, but I do believe in asking the angels and putting things out there because they will answer. And when people say, oh, I asked and I didn't get a response, that means no. I think we overcomplicate things. If you don't get what you want or don't get a response, that simply means no, that's not for you. It can be that simple. But what I mean by personal messages, and people say, oh, how special are you that the universe is going to talk to you? It's not just me. I believe everyone probably gets messages. They just may not realize it. For example, if I have a butterfly fly close to me, and I don't mean off in the distance, right? I mean really close to me. It's like it's hovering around. That's a new beginning. Might be a new job, it might be relationship, whatever. And it may not happen overnight, but soon thereafter. Another one for me, this might sound silly, but you know how buses, if they're not taking passengers going from, one terminus to another, they'll have a sign saying, sorry, not in service or out of service. So if I'm just sitting there thinking about something and I see that straight away, I guarantee whatever I'm thinking of is not for me. It's just become a thing. It's like, oh no, that won't happen. That won't be meant for me. And some people may say, yeah, okay, you're a Looney Tune, but it actually means something to me, and I'll just finish on this for now. I was in a relationship that broke up and we got back together years ago, and I knew deep down it wasn't right. I just knew, right? But there was an ad on TV. Can't remember what the ad was about or for, but there was a message come on. Don't let yourself get what's it saying? Put it into a false sense of security. That saying. And I knew that was for me. And it was a disaster, It spoke to me. This is the thing. So I don't know if you guys have experiences like that. Over to you.
Alex, do you want
No, Tony, go ahead.
to? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it is such a really interesting and subjective, really, isn't it? Personal,
Yeah.
sort of viewpoint of whether you look at life. Like Einstein said, you can look at life as an accident, or you can look at life as a miracle. So, my perspective on this life is from how I've experienced it up to this point. So, all my baggage, all my belief systems, which I've pretty much got hardly any left, if any. I literally don't believe in anything. I just live in the present, and I have knowledge that's always there, but it's always relevant. I approach every situation empty, which means I have no agenda with me. I don't carry any list of things that I demand from the world. I'm just here empty, soaking up what's there to be and going with it, surfing the moment. So I know what you mean, Ginny. I've had experiences with butterflies. I had 2 butterflies come. Me and Carol was walking down the road a few years back, and 2 butterflies came right in my face, and they was like, just, and I thought, and then it was, oh, that was it. There was a rainbow as well. And at the same time, I said, did you see that? And there's a rainbow. It was really odd. I didn't know what to add significance to it. I didn't know what it meant. But I think it meant something. It was, and I knew it was significant, but I didn't have an interpretation on it. So I think if I had a belief system, I would have interpreted it a certain way. Oh, that means this. But at the moment, even in them days, I was quite present. I was quite in the moment. So I was just watching the world. But yeah, I wouldn't know what to make of something until it came across it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know what to interpret it as unless I actually was there with it. And it might even be nothing to me. But sometimes it is something. But it happens in the moment. It doesn't. Yeah, I think a belief system can steer you towards that way of thinking. But if you don't have a belief system, it could be just as simple as, oh, there's pretty butterflies, or there's a rainbow. You know, that's I need to build up on this one because this is an interesting subject, but that's where I'm at the moment. I don't have a belief system, so I don't use anything to interpret. So I'm open to anything. So that's my stance. I'm open to whatever. And if I get an inkling or an intuition and it's linked to an answer or a direction, I'll go with it. Because the moments do give you sometimes a pre-packaged answer. So it's like a significant event combined with an intuition, and whatever you're going through in that moment, right, I'm going that way, or I'm going to do this, or this means that. So it's a combination of the moment gives you everything you need, and you don't know what it means. I don't know what it means until I'm there. So, yeah, I think it's a matter of belief systems and having no belief system. Depends on how you interpret all this stuff. So, yeah, I'm open to learn. I'm open to hear what you guys have got to say. It's good stuff.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, Tony, but this for me is amazing because what Jeannie was saying on, for example, the message on TV or something like that, it was an ad or something like that. That's the way the universe will speak to you. And it seems so trivial. And I call it second-hand conversations. For example, you're at a restaurant and you're hearing someone else that you don't even know talking, and is probably the universe. It could be the universe talking to you. It has happened to me in airports. It has happened to me in business meetings. It has happened to me at school that the universe is speaking to you in so many ways. And as you say, Jeannie, is when you decide hey, I'm gonna pay attention now, and suddenly things start making sense. This is such a deep subject to me, and I'm gonna go a little bit more out there than maybe you guys, but that we're all part of creation. And yes, you mentioned, Jeannie, Christian gods. I know it's not about that. It's about the fact that we're all connected and we're all trying to speak to each other. So when I see people here saying, I want to speak to my loved ones, my mother has passed, my father has passed, my husband has passed, my wife has passed. Just imagine if you have been so many things, just imagine everyone trying to talk to you, to send you messages. Hey, we're fine. Hey, do you remember us? Hey, I've shared many times, especially in the Spanish channel lately, but that I had this experience as a kid, that I would have these dreams that I was flying out there in space with another species called the blue avians. And they will send the message, hey, you are part of us. Please remember us. You are not remembering us. We want to send you the message to remember us. And now I get it. and it's the universe talking to you. We have been in so many parts of the universe, in so many experiences, and they're talking to us all the time. The part I agree completely is sometimes this is mistaken that, oh, I'm special, oh, I've heard people, Jesus Christ will talk to me, the Prophet Muhammad will talk to me. That's the ego, okay, a little bit. That's you making yourself special, okay? The universe is for everyone. If it's talking to everyone. It's up to us just to open and listen, and doesn't mean that it's going to give you the lotto numbers. It doesn't mean that it's going to fix your life. It doesn't mean, hi, I want a Ferrari, please, universe, give it to me. Why? And the universe is going to reply, why? Do you really need it? If you really need it, you have issues. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. And that's the mistaken part of this idea that angels and these figures, Jesus Christ and Allah and Buddha will speak directly to you. Yes, of course, they are part of the universe, but not through this ego of, oh, I'm so special. So they are speaking to me and they're gonna help me. Okay. Because when I hear people saying, I'm so blessed that I have all these things because I'm so special, you got it all wrong. That's not the way yet the universe works. Okay. Thank you, Jenny. This is a beautiful subject because I think we are talking to each other as the universe all the time. It's the basic thing. We're like little points that are just reacting to each other, and it's not limited to humans. It's, as you say, it could be out there, and butterflies and birds and dogs, and when you let yourself go and really embrace it, is when nature, for example, you will notice a bee just going to your face. It's not going to bite you. It's not going to hurt you. Just wants to be in communication. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I think following on from what Tony said, I think like until you connect with the messages, if they happen again and again, it's like, oh, there's a pattern here. Every time I wish for something, or I see this sign, and it's always no, or it doesn't work out. So I think a one-off, you could easily miss it, but if it keeps sort of occurring, it's like, oh, okay, that actually means something. And it's very hard to describe intuition. The best I can do is like it's a knowing. It's a real subtle, I just know that's meant for me, and that ad I was talking about, I've never seen it again. It was a one-off, but I knew it, meant something for me. But and when people, talking about the special part, I guess when I say I've never really believed in prayer. I mean, if you ask your guides, angels, whatever you believe in, I guess that is a form of prayer. It's not the traditional prayer as we understand it, but it's really the same thing, I guess, in a different format. I don't sit there with rosary beads or anything like that. You know what I mean? And a friend of mine, keeps saying to me, Jeannie, ask your angels. They're there to help you. They want to help you. So keep asking them, And I mean, with the Ferrari, like, the next thing, if somebody did get that, they'd be complaining about the insurance. It's
Yeah.
it's like,
That
see, I told you,
they have to put gas on it or something like that.
yeah, or
That's
the more expensive the car, the more expensive the insurance, right? So, the angels would probably say, okay, here, see how you go with that, see how much you whinge about something else around it, I believe the universe has a sense of humor. I'm
Yeah.
sure about that, but the trick around this is to sometimes you think you might see a sign and it's like, oh, is that for me? Is that really for me? Because once you get into this, once you start believing in this, you look for signs everywhere. And that's the thing. It's best to not look too hard. It's like looking for a partner. Don't look too hard.
Yeah.
Just let it come to you, sort of thing, And that's where it can get a bit confusing and a bit tricky,
Mm.
But yeah, I do think the universe speaks to me. Like some people will smell their mother's perfume or something like that. I don't tend to get that or feel their presence. I think I see people in dreams. That's how I connect with past people. So, and I don't see ghosts, I don't see spirits, but I believe some people do. So I think we each have our own way of connecting. And yeah, as you guys have said, it doesn't make me special at all because I believe everyone can tune into this and be aware if they're aware. If they're not, things are gonna just, fly past.
Mm.
So yeah, no one's more special than anyone else. That is the ego. And and I don't look, the thing is, when you say, oh, people say, well, why doesn't God come down and talk to you like us? Well, that makes him human. As soon as you put a human element onto God, he stops being God. So
Mm.
he's not going, well, that's not going to happen because he's not human, even if he exists, he's not, how can he be? But that's another area, I guess.
Mm.
But I don't know, it can sort of help you or hinder you depending on, and it can also drive you a bit crazy if you're trying to look for signs everywhere. There's a point where you've got to, just as I said, try to let it come to you instead of deliberately looking, if you know what I mean. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. Yeah, it makes sense. And I think, well, Alex, you said we're all connected, and we're on this path, an individual path. We're a point in the universe. And with Jeannie saying about the intuition and what does this mean? What do the signs mean? And how do you interpret it? I can kind of put the two together and say, in my experience of life, I use my intuition to guide me, like steer me like a compass in life. So, oh, don't go down that road. Turn left here, cross the field, or don't post a letter today. Do it tomorrow, or buy a lottery ticket. Whatever. It's something silly, but it moves me like a compass. So, but I think without the belief systems, which I'm not a fan of, so I push them aside. Instead, I use knowledge of myself, like self-knowledge, as in, what's my path all about? What am I good at? What are my skills? What are my passions? What are my, I wish I could draw. Sent you a thing the other day, a little YouTube drawing
yeah.
video, but I've got a passion for draw. I can't draw for toffee though. I cannot draw at all. So this energy in me, the spirit that's me, has a purpose, and it's for me to figure out what is my path, what is my purpose, and I think I use signs to look inwards and say, oh, there's an artist shop there with paints in the window and brushes and pencils. I think I'll go in there. Yeah, I fancy going and have a look and buy a notepad, drawing pad, or I might fancy going swimming. I might learn to do this or do that. But it happens in the moment on the path. So as I'm walking off, I'll see something or something will grab my attention. And I think, I'll give that a go. And my mum, when I was a kid, she said to me, try it. You don't know what you're good at until you try it. You may be good at it or you may enjoy it. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point. It registered. It's like clicked. I was like, yeah. So I've got this attitude of try it. You might not like it. You might not be good at it, but at least try it. And sometimes life can, you get a poster in the window of a shop or someone's handing out flyers on the street. You look at it, you think, yeah, I might do that. I might learn Spanish. I might learn dance or whatever. So I find these signs are not necessarily, well, they are a sign, but it's more about developing my own inner spirit, my own inner abilities on my path so that I'm a better, more well-rounded person. So it's not necessarily a goal. Oh, I need to earn money to buy a house or on a new partner or this or that. It's self-work. So that's how I use signs. I use signs as self-work. So, someone could give me a train ticket. Oh, yeah, I've got a spare ticket. It's to Scotland. And it's like, oh, that's a sign. I'm going to go to Scotland and see what I find. And what does it tell me about myself? What do I learn about people? Because learning about people learns about myself. So, yeah, I kind of use it as a way of looking inwards. What am I good at? What are my passions? What haven't I developed about myself? I could be an artist. Maybe I could be an artist. I doubt it, but it's still open. But yeah, so I think we are all on our path. And the more I develop myself by watching the signs and taking up this or that, I'm a more of an asset to others. So I can help or guide or inform, not trying to be big head or nothing, but whatever I'm good at, I can share it and say, yeah, I've done this, I've done that. And it helped me. So I think looking inwards and what am I good at? What is my purpose? That's how I use signs. So what are they like a class in school? What is this sign going to teach me? Let's see what I can learn down that path. And that's what I see is what I would use signs for. Yeah, develop myself, but that's just me. People say I'm crazy, so I'm happy with that.
No, that's good.
Jenny,
It
you
may-
want to say something?
Alex?
No,
No,
go
I'm
ahead.
good. No, I'm good. I'm good. No,
Great.
Alex, yeah.
Yes, this is such a deep subject, and I think what you're saying, Tony, is exactly what I'm feeling as you're saying it. That these signs are just expressions of our connection to the universe. Okay, so as you say, in a way, we go through this life and we feel more than think, we feel these things. We feel this connection, and it's something going back to us and our connection to the universe. Okay. I also believe, I have to say it, I mean, I also believe completely that many friends are trying to talk to us. Many friends we have made through our passings, through our experiences. You want to call it family, you want to call it friends, it's the same thing. Okay? You think about it, good friends are like family, and family is like good friends in a way. So we kind of make a big connection that we're blood or not blood. Great friends are like family, and family are like good friends. I mean, and some people don't speak to their family, even if they're blood. So there's a disconnection there. So we have made so many friends through our passings that they're trying to talk to us and trying for us to remember. Because I believe we come to this reality, and one thing, this reality is very dense. This reality is very deep in the way it operates, that we go mental on it. And this not what we have talked on this half an hour, nothing is through the mind. These soul feelings, this soul connection, this soul really trying to understand there's something out there we don't see, or that the butterflies coming to you, or a dog, or you're out there and a fish will come to you and you see it. And nature has that capability of connecting to you in ways you don't understand. Okay. Really, you don't know how incredible it is that you're out there in a forest or at the sea or something, and a bird will come and try to join you, or a dog or a cat or whatever. They do understand. They do understand. So the experiences you guys had, and the hearing a message in TV, and driving and watching a billboard that is speaking to you, don't do it. Maybe it says, you have a situation, you have a decision, and your intuition is telling you don't do it. Maybe get a new job, or quit your job, or maybe a relationship or something like that. But sometimes we ignore it because we justify ourselves. So with relationships, for example, that Jeannie mentioned, we try to put the good things. Maybe we're in an abusive relationship. Oh no, but he loves me, or he's kind sometimes, and you know, he's not so bad, she's not so bad. We're justifying. Our intuition is telling us, and the great thing about relationships is you can say, thank you, I'm going on my way, you're going on your way. And I think this topic was related to justifying so many things. Oh, my job is not so bad, my boss is not so bad. Sometimes he has good days. Inside you is telling you, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I have situations like that you say, I remember I had a job for a year that I hated the whole year, and it was good money, but I hated it. The boss was horrible to me, and I remember justifying it by saying, "Yeah, but the pay is not so bad, and he has his good days, and he's not always shouting at me." But you know, once you take that out, the justifications, and you go to your intuition, the message is very clear. Okay, and I think the messages from the universe, which come from our angels, which I think are our friends, and in our friends, there's also a higher version of us, which is an angel, which is the one that is done with the experiences and has gone to the higher places of the universe and is trying to show you the way, because these messages are to show you the way. They're not going to resolve things. They're never going to be the solution is there. No, they're going to show you the way to the solution. Okay. But we tend to ignore them as we, it's very convenient to say, no, this and that, and you know, my intuition is wrong, and I rather do it. Okay, you want to do that. That's totally the justifications. They're always from the mind. They're never from the messages of the universe.
Yeah.
Mm, mm. That's so true. Going back to that ad, I sort of laughed at myself later, thinking, "Oh man, you know, I'm going to have to say to this person, look, I'm sorry, honey, we have to break up again because I saw this ad and it spoke to me." You know, I would have been seen as, you know, but it would have saved me a lot of grief. However, but recently, talking about jobs, I had an opportunity to go for this job. I did my application. It wasn't that much more money, but well, I guess in most places, people wonder why you don't go for a higher job because it's more money. That's the main focus. It's like, why wouldn't you want to go for this, you know? But then I had technical difficulties with the system, and I couldn't fix it. And I thought, you know, I could ask someone to come in and help me with it. But you know what? I thought, no, that's a sign. And it's actually quite a toxic environment in a way. So it's like, nah, the extra bit of money just is not worth it. And if I was meant to go for it, things would have went smoothly. I mean, not to say if you have obstacles, if you want something bad enough, you know, you work through challenges, right? But this was like, nah, this isn't feeling right, you know, so I'm not going to go for it. And, you know, a couple of my friends who work in that area, they said, "Oh, Jeannie, why didn't you go for it? Blah, 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 blah." And I said, it just, you know, and now you're telling me how bad the area is, so I'm good. I'll stay where I am, you know. So, but people are money focused, Alex. They are. And like I said, while I work in government, it's like, yeah, why people are so stressed out and some higher jobs, and it, yeah, for the money. I mean, some of them need it, I guess, you know. But no, not me. I value my mental health more than all that. I've been there, done that, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
So, but people, they don't get you. They just expect you to, you know, go for things.
Yeah.
But no, that was enough to tell me, no, don't go for it. So, yeah. So, but this is the thing, like, should I have broken through the barrier and try to fix this thing to apply? I mean, it's a simple procedure, but something was going wrong, or do I say, you know, no, I'll take that as a sign and I'll just back away.
Yeah.
You know,
That is really interesting what you just said there. because I feel that in myself in situations from the past I've been in
Yeah.
or approached. I've had a crossroads where I could go that way or that way,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and something's just jamming up the works. Something just doesn't flow on that path, and it's like, but I want to go there. Like Alex said, your mind justifies it. Oh yeah, but it's the boss ain't shouting at me too much, or the money's good. And it's like, well, I want that goal at the end of that road, but this path is jamming up. I can't get past this bit. And I've gone through the aggro of working through the difficulties and getting to where I think I want to be, and it ain't for me. And it's
Yeah.
like I should have paid attention to the difficulties and just thought, well, it's not flowing. It's not flowing. Ignore it. It's not. If it takes that much effort to get to a point that's on your goal, my experience tells me now, forget it. It wasn't for you. And that's intuition. And I knew at the moment I was fighting to go that way. It was just chaos and bad energy. But I was young, so I didn't see it as a bad thing. I thought you have to fight. You have to fight for what you want. You have to put energy. You have to persevere and, go through the hardships to get the goal. And now life is more fluid. It's more, just fluid. Decisions are made in the moment. You feel it. You don't think it. You feel it. And that's exactly what you say, Gene. It wasn't for you anyway. And most decisions we make are from the mind, which are, value system, money, car, house, partner, and it's material. It's all material power, external power. So if you have money, you've got power in the world. You've got a beautiful partner. You've got, you're another level up. You've got the house, the mansion. You've got power, external power. But I don't go for that stuff in life. That's never made me happy. I've never, been rich in that extent, but I go with the flow of my spirit, whatever my compass is telling me, and not to ignore my hunches, not to ignore this, because he's trying to tell me, like Alex said about the spirits are trying to tell you, and you're not listening. And it's my intuition is the connection to spirit, is what I believe. So I don't need to look at it. I've got it here. It's already with me. It's like a sat nav, spiritual sat nav, and it's never let me down. It's never ever put me wrong. So yeah, the signs are internal. I think the signs. The world is the map. The world is, the game, and this is my compass, and it tells me whether the path's right or wrong. So yeah, that is really insightful, Jeannie. What you say about when you fight something to get the goal, it's your mind telling you, like Alex said as well, it's your mind saying, go for it, go for it. It's more money. It's better. You get this and that.
Yep.
And it's always uphill. It's uphill struggle to misery. So yeah, I just let my compass take me surf the waves like a dance. It's just a dance. You're surfing. You're not struggling, and you're happy as you're surfing. You're not 90% miserable and then 10% happy. It's always happy. You might have challenges, but you're conscious and you relish the challenge. You relish the difficulties. Because you're conscious. You're thinking, yeah, and and also I look at it as if this is difficult, but I relish the challenge because it's going to enhance my character. It's going to better my character but it's like the Chinese say, make work your play. So yeah, don't fight life. Go roll with it. That's what I would say.
And the
But
term,
yeah,
sorry.
great insights. Great.
Yeah, just for Alex, the term surrender to the universe. And I firmly believe that if you don't get something, it wasn't meant for you. And if you did get it, you'd probably regret it, perhaps. There's a reason why we don't get certain things. It's not meant for us. And what does that mean? It won't be good for us, or it won't, enhance us, I guess. So when, you don't get something, and I've done it, don't get me wrong, don't mourn it. Just say, oh, well, that wasn't meant for me, even if it was someone you love, they weren't meant for me, you know. So
Yeah, good stuff.
mhm.
Yes,
It's hard.
yes.
It's hard. It can be hard, but you know, yeah.
And yes, Tony, I agree completely with you. And let's clarify. It doesn't mean that everything that makes you more money is bad. No. One example could be you're in a job, you're making good money, but your call or what makes you happy is maybe a business. Maybe you can make 10 times more money there. Okay,
Yeah.
so just to clarify, it's not that what gets you more money is bad. No, it's a justification,
No.
as you
Oh,
say.
no,
Is that
no.
is the fact that the mind will play with you in that way of saying, yeah, it's a struggle, but you know, it's 5 here, four there. It's situations like that in a way present you that justifications. I think when you connect to the messages of the universe, your own intuition, basically, when you listen to all of these that is reaching you, there are no justifications. There are no quick answers. There are no shortcuts. It's not necessarily what's fastest and best and nicest to you. Okay. I believe you listen to it. If you let yourself go, it's like going in the sea and allowing the sea to take you, whatever is going to take you. It's not necessarily going to take you where you want to reach. It's going to
Mm.
take you where the sea is going to take you. And if you accept that, that's beautiful. Same with life, I think. I've had so many internal struggles with the fact that as I have 2 children, I have a wife, I need to provide the best I can to them. And one person recently, it was on a Spanish chat, told me that's your problem. And I was like, what? And that was after recording. And that's your problem. You don't. You have this. Of course, you want the best for your child, your children, your wife. But this, I mean, if it happens, great. Just try your best. But if it doesn't happen, then you try it. Okay. And I think that's the definition of life. We put ourselves goals. We don't even understand this competition. We
Yeah.
have to make something. Do we really?
Mm.
So that's why I say to everyone, especially if you're young, listening, because you still have a lot life to go. Base your decision in your intuition, in your heart. Okay, so it's gonna take you like the sea. It's gonna take you wherever you need to be, not wherever you want to be. Because of course we all want.
Mm.
I mean, I wish I had 100 times more money so my children's boys, not children, my boys' life will be solved and my wife and stuff like that. But at the end, I need to make peace that I wake up happy in the day, that I go through the day and I'm okay, that I'm trying my best. And that's really the universe working, okay?
Yeah.
We tend to put, I mean, I just saw a video recently and I plan to do a show on that. You think you own something, you don't own anything. And the message was, it's a Buddhist message, is you think you own your life and you have control over all these things, but you're really out there in the sea and you're trying to swim somewhere, but it's really the sea taking you. Does that make sense, guys? I mean, you're trying. Hey, I want to reach there. I want to go there.
Yeah.
But it's really life taking. So it makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Just recently, like my soul is sort of calling me more to the country, and through this friend of mine, I've developed a real affection for New South Wales and this particular town. And so I asked work if I could work from there, and they said no, because you're a Queensland public servant. Okay, so that was a bit disappointing, but it's like, well, I'm feeling a pull down there, you know. So do I look for a job? I'm not quite in a position to retire, I don't think. So I need to keep working. So do I look for a different job down there? Like, once you get that no, it's like, okay, universe, why do I feel like I want to be down there, you know? Is my intuition incorrect? Or maybe it's just a longing that's not meant to be fulfilled, you know? So that's my latest dilemma. But yeah,
Or maybe it's
but
just
we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be that you just want a more of that in your life. Like have a weekend break in the country and then have more country in your life. Could it be that?
Yeah, like I go down not quite regularly, but yeah, maybe I'm just meant to go down there on the holidays.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
Develop
like
that.
I would like to retire out of the city, right?
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
I have to keep going and see what's next, So yeah. But this is one of the cases of, okay, I was a bit disappointed, but there's no point in stomping my feet or whatever, because
Right.
the
Yeah.
answer was no, and that's it. It must have been for a reason. So yeah.
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 Yeah, I do think that like we do get ideas that I wish I could be there, wish I had this, or wish I had more money, or lived there in a bigger house. But they're all thoughts. They're like expectations that the mind
Mm.
constantly is like throwing at us, bombarding us with these rocks. Yeah, but look at him, he's got it. You haven't got that much money. You need a car. Get that. It's like your mind's just giving you grief all day long about what it thinks you should get. And then if you could shut it up, like if you pull the plug out and switch off the power and just it's quiet, it's like, and then ask yourself, am I happy at the moment? Without all that lifestyle, am I happy now? Well, absolutely. Guaranteed I'm happy. There's nothing I need, nothing I want. I'm not in pain. I'm perfectly happy. So without the mind and its bombardment of expectation and dictation, and you should have, and you better get it. Without the mind, we don't have a problem. There isn't any problem. So I think the only problem in life is getting used to the present and accepting that this is the way it is. I mean, that's the battle, realizing this is the way it's meant to be. And yeah, you can go for things, chase this or that, and make your life, quotes, better. But the art of living life, I think, is accepting it and what it's giving you and appreciating it. So I think the only signs that I find useful are those things that challenge me to make me work on myself and make me more patient or make me more generous or make me more compassionate or a better listener. I think they're the skills that I try to develop. So I'm happy wherever I am. It's like ironing out my human programming, getting rid of it and just being on equal terms with everyone, not having an agenda. So yeah, I think the signs that we get are tied in with our wishes and what we see around us. So we conform with or compete with other people. And it's always competition. Oh, next door's got a new car. I need a new car. Must get a new car. It's like, where did that thought come from? Why are you chasing that thought? So it's accepting life as it is, and personally working on: am I selfish? Am I jealous? Am I greedy? Am I miserable? What's my problems? Not what have they got. Don't look at what they've got. Look at what you are. So I'm quite hard on myself. I try to discipline myself in as much as focus on you, not them. That's not your problem. They might have it, yeah, fine, but that's their life, not yours. So yeah, I'm a completely different perspective to most people. So I don't have yeah, my signs are looking at me. How can I be a better person? I've got a long way to go, but how do I get there? That's my goal. And being at peace in life, try to be at peace. So yeah, so the signs are all in other people. Other people tell me where I'm lacking. They're the signs. Someone's having a go at me or moaning or being, aggressive. It's like, hang on, what is this telling me about myself? I can see what it is about them. They're angry, they're upset, or X, Y, Z. But also, what is it about me? Don't just focus on what's that. What is it telling me about me and how I reacted? If I'm aggressive back, I need to work on myself. They've got a problem, but I've got a problem too. So that's a sign from life itself. Life is telling me through people, animals. Now, if all the dogs are barking at me, maybe I'm not a nice person. Maybe I need to work on myself. If all the cats are, hissing at me, maybe I've got some work to do. So
yeah.
that's what I love about people. Like, what makes people tick. That's what makes me tick. Learning about what makes people tick and what makes me tick. So that, yeah, it's psychology or philosophy or something. But I'm so interested in how do I develop myself so that I can fit into this world in more harmony and not get rattled so much, not get triggered so much. And I think the signs are from other people, how they treat me. If they're treating me bad, it could also be that they could be jealous. It could be, oh, they don't like me being happy. But that's for me to work on. That's for me to learn. But yeah, that's my passion. What can I do to improve myself so that I'm not triggered and not miserable, and I'm not rubbing up people the wrong way? What are the signs that people telling me? But I think animals are good to me. I know I'm doing okay. I'm on the right track. And children, babies, they smile at me. I think, hey, I must be doing okay. Little baby smiled at me. So
Yeah.
that's my path. That's what I'm on. And then they're my signs. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Yeah, animals are very intuitive. And it's like the people at work who can't understand why you don't go for other jobs for more money. That says a lot more about them than me,
Yeah, that's
So
it.
yeah, and I don't really understand monks who go away and live by themselves for years. What are you actually learning? How do you learn? Like for me, a lot of learning is from other people.
Yeah,
As you said, Tony, they're the greatest teachers.
yeah,
So, but yeah,
yeah.
good points. Totally agree with you. Yeah.
I think yes, and also added to that is that in order to be open-minded to life itself, be open to life, and learn from other people, animals, birds, whatever, you cannot have any conceived ideas. So you can't have a plan. Oh, I'm going to better myself. And I've got a list of things I've got to do each day in order to better myself. If you're going to learn honestly from other people,
Mm.
the list has to go. Just be open to life itself, and then you're getting a pure message from other people. There's no agenda. There's no ideology, belief system about what they mean. It's just clean. It's like
Mm.
they're having a go at you. They're barking at you. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. It's not
Yeah, that's right.
scripted.
No.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. I hope I've contributed something sensible today.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. No, that's great stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, we have gone almost for an hour. Do you guys have anything
Okay.
closing?
I'll let Jeannie finish. I'll just chip in and say
Oh.
signs we're getting them all the time. They're constantly coming at us, and only the mind gets in the way. The mind is judging them. Oh, that's not a good. Oh, it's their fault. It's not your fault. It's their fault. Or, oh no, your car's no good. You need a better one. The mind is always the barrier to living life freely. So I would say take each side on its merits and live your life happy. That's my finish.
Yeah, I mean, people watching this channel probably are open to all this stuff, but I would just say, just be open to it because, it doesn't matter what you believe in, what God you worship, whatever. Just look for the coincidences and see if, that actually did mean something. And it's happened again and it means the same sort of thing. So look for patterns, I guess, and just be open because it can make life easier, so who wouldn't want that? And it's fascinating as well. Like, so yeah, just be open to it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think there's something you just have to open yourself to. There are many messages coming in many ways. make a problem if you understand. Like you say, I mean, I love it, Ginny, that you mentioned the ad, because that's an example, the ad, a billboard, second conversation of someone out there in a restaurant, even a friend calling you. Something,
Mm.
sometimes you need
Yeah.
a sign and the phone rings and it's a friend calling you in a different, I mean, not about the subject you're
Yeah.
thinking of, but that friend calling you and saying you, hey, how are you? I wanted to talk to you, just wanted to have a chat. And it happened to me like a week ago. Someone calling me out of the blue and I was needing a sign, and that was not coincidence. That was
Yeah.
resonation. That was the universe telling me, you see, you see, you see.
Mm.
Okay. Because we're out there asking questions all the time. It's just we don't open our mouths, but we are out there to our intuition, making questions all the time, and the answers are coming. It just maybe they're not as digested, because we love, our mind loves digested stuff, loves complicated stuff, loves
Mm.
justifications, loves, things that make sense. And none of this maybe is within that. I mean, the universe works in strange ways. But for me, I wouldn't have it any other way. That's gonna be my suggestion. Just open yourself to all of these beautiful messages coming. A lot of them are from your friends. A lot of them are from you. Different realities, in different times, a lot of these messages are back from you. And I think those are the ones that feel stronger when you are trying to say, "Don't go this way," perfectly, as Tony says, it's not the right, it's the left, but the mind will kick in. No, this is
Yes,
the choice, because this and that and that and that and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys. Great show as always.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank you guys.
Have a
Yeah,
great day.
loved it.
Great
Have a
chat.
great
You
day.
too.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover your true self. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and to serve others. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover your true self? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to the universe. Simply ask, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about this reality start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering your true self equals to real freedom. Your self-imposed limits will fall and you will be ready to understand this reality, but you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will set up a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, lust, envy, violence, justice through violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only your egoic mind and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@thealexshow.tv. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.thealexshow.tv. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.